Indonesia, a land of vibrant culture and ancient traditions, is also home to a chilling array of supernatural beings. Among them, the Pocong stands out as a particularly eerie and enduring figure. This ghostly entity, draped in a burial shroud, embodies the fears and beliefs that surround death and the afterlife in Indonesian society. Join us now as we journey into the heart of Indonesian folklore to unravel the secrets of the Pocong. Prepare yourself, for this is not just a story, but a glimpse into a world where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Be warned, the tale of the Pocong is not for the faint of heart. But for those brave enough to listen, it offers a captivating look at the power of belief and the enduring nature of fear itself. The word Pocong sends shivers down the spines of many Indonesians. It is a term that evokes fear and dread, a name that is whispered in hushed tones, especially during the dark hours of the night. It conjures up images of a chilling figure, its body entirely bound in white cloth, hopping through the darkness. This spectral entity is often seen in the dead of night, moving in a way that is both unnatural and terrifying. This unsettling appearance is rooted in Islamic burial practices common in Indonesia. These practices are deeply ingrained in the culture and are followed with great reverence and precision. The deceased are meticulously wrapped in a white shroud known as a kain kafan. This shroud is an essential part of the burial process, symbolizing purity and the return to a state of innocence. Crucially, the shroud is securely tied at the head, feet, and neck. These knots are not just physical bindings but hold significant spiritual meaning. This binding serves a vital spiritual purpose. It is believed to protect the soul during its journey to the afterlife, ensuring that it remains safe from malevolent forces. It is believed that after burial, the soul of the departed needs to be released from its earthly confines. This release is crucial for the soul to find peace and move on to the next realm. Traditionally, family members untie the knots of the shroud after a specific period. This act is performed with great care and respect, often accompanied by prayers and rituals. This act symbolizes the soul's freedom to journey to the afterlife. It is a moment of release and transition, marking the end of the soul's earthly ties. However, if these knots remain tied, a terrifying consequence unfolds. The soul is unable to move on, trapped within the confines of its shroud. The soul becomes trapped within its shroud, transforming the deceased into the dreaded Pocong. This transformation is feared and dreaded as it signifies a soul in torment. Unable to move freely, the Pocong is forced to hop, dragging its burial shroud, a chilling reminder of an unfinished rite. This haunting figure serves as a stark reminder of the importance of completing burial rituals properly, lest the soul be condemned to an eternity of restless wandering. The legend of the Pocong, like many folktales, has taken on unique characteristics as it travels across the Indonesian archipelago. This archipelago, with its thousands of islands, is a melting pot of cultures, each with its own unique traditions and stories. The Pocong legend is no exception, morphing and adapting to the local beliefs and customs of each region it touches. Each region adds its own flavor and interpretation to the basic story, enriching the lore surrounding this restless spirit. From the bustling cities to the quiet villages, the Pocong takes on different forms and meanings, reflecting the diverse cultural tapestry of Indonesia. This variation not only keeps the legend alive, but also makes it more intriguing and multifaceted. In the bustling capital of Jakarta, a particularly unsettling tale has taken root, that of the plastic Pocong. This version of the legend is a modern twist on the traditional story, reflecting the urban environment and contemporary fears of the city's residents. The plastic Pocong is a chilling reminder of how legends evolve to stay relevant in changing times. This modern iteration tells of a pregnant woman murdered, and then, after an autopsy, covered in a plastic sheet. The use of plastic, a modern material, adds a new layer of horror to the traditional narrative, making it more relatable to the urban populace. The story serves as a grim commentary on the dehumanizing aspects of modern life and death. The image of this shrouded figure trapped in a modern material adds a new layer of horror to the traditional narrative. It symbolizes the entrapment and suffocation felt by many in the fast-paced modern world. This haunting figure is a stark contrast to the more traditional natural elements of the original Pocong legend. Meanwhile, in East Java, the Andong Pocong haunts the night. This version of the legend is deeply rooted in the rural and mystical traditions of the region. The Andong Pocong is a terrifying apparition that embodies the fears and superstitions of the local communities. This terrifying apparition involves a ghostly horse-drawn carriage that announces its presence with the eerie clang of bells. The sound of the bells is said to send shivers down the spines of those who hear it, a harbinger of doom and misfortune. The Andong Pocong is a powerful symbol of the unknown and the supernatural. Legend has it that those who dare to answer its summons are met with grave misfortune, often falling deathly ill. The Andong Pocong is not just a ghost story but a cautionary tale, warning people to respect the boundaries between the living and the dead. It serves as a reminder of the consequences of meddling with the supernatural. And in Yogyakarta, the Pocong takes on an even more sinister form as the Red Pocong. This version of the legend is particularly feared for its malevolent nature and its association with dark magic and curses. The Red Pocong is a figure of terror, embodying the darkest aspects of the supernatural. This malevolent entity is believed to lead a terrifying colony of spirits, striking fear into the hearts of those who cross its path. The Red Pocong is not just a solitary ghost but a leader of a spectral army, making it one of the most feared versions of the Pocong legend. Its presence is a chilling reminder of the power and mystery of the supernatural world. The Pocong, however, is much more than just a scary story to frighten children. It is deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of Indonesia, representing a complex interplay of fear, respect, and tradition. It serves as a powerful reflection of the Indonesian worldview, particularly the beliefs surrounding death and the afterlife. The Pocong is not merely a ghostly figure but a symbol of the cultural significance placed on the journey of the soul after death. The fear it inspires stems from a deep-rooted respect for the dead and the importance of proper burial rituals. These rituals are meticulously followed to ensure that the deceased can transition peacefully to the afterlife, free from earthly ties. These rituals are not seen as mere tradition, but as vital steps in ensuring a peaceful transition for the soul. They involve a series of ceremonies that are believed to guide the spirit safely to its next destination, preventing it from becoming a restless entity. The Pocong's very existence serves as a stark warning about the consequences of neglecting these sacred rites. It is said that if the burial shroud is not properly untied, the spirit remains trapped, unable to move on. It embodies the belief that the dead are not gone but ever present, their spirits lingering in the world. This presence is a constant reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead, and the respect that must be maintained. This belief reinforces the importance of honoring the deceased and ensuring their safe passage into the afterlife. Families often visit graves, offer prayers, and make offerings to appease the spirits and seek their blessings. The Pocong becomes a tangible manifestation of these anxieties, a chilling reminder of the importance of respecting the delicate balance between the living and the dead. It serves as a cultural touchstone, reminding the living of their duties towards those who have passed on, and the consequences of failing to uphold these sacred traditions. Section 5. Celluloid Specters, the Pocong in Media. The enduring fascination with the Pocong has not been confined to whispered tales and campfire stories. In recent years, the spectral figure has leapt from the shadows of folklore into the bright lights of Indonesian cinema. The Pocong has become a staple of the country's horror genre, spawning a subgenre affectionately dubbed Pocongsploitation. These films often capitalize on the creature's inherent creepiness, using its iconic image to deliver jump scares and chills. While these films often utilize familiar horror tropes, they also offer a unique window into Indonesian culture and anxieties. The Pocong's presence in mainstream media reflects its continued hold on the public imagination. These films not only entertain but also perpetuate and evolve the legend of the Pocong, introducing it to new generations and keeping the fear alive. Section 6. Encounters in the Night, Real-Life Sightings and Urban Legends. Beyond the screen, the legend of the Pocong is kept alive through whispered tales of real-life encounters. Ask around any Indonesian village or city, and you're sure to find someone with a story about the hopping ghost. These stories, often passed down through generations, are told with a mix of fear and fascination. Some describe eerie encounters in graveyards, where witnesses claim to have seen shrouded figures hopping between tombstones. Others recount tales of the Pocong appearing in dreams, a harbinger of bad luck or even death. These personal anecdotes, whether true or embellished, add a chilling layer of realism to the legend. They tap into our primal fear of the unknown and the unsettling possibility that we might one day come face to face with the hopping ghost ourselves. Section 7. Guardians of Public Health. The Kipu Village Incident. The power of the Pocong legend to influence behavior was clearly demonstrated in 2020. As the COVID-19 pandemic gripped the world, the village of Kipu in Indonesia turned to a unique method of enforcing social distancing. They enlisted the help of the Pocong. Volunteers donned the traditional burial shrouds and patrolled the streets, hoping to scare people into staying home. Initially, the sight of the Pocongs drew crowds rather than dispersing them. People, it seemed, were more curious than afraid. However, the village elders adjusted their strategy, opting for surprise Pocong patrols. This tactic proved much more effective, with villagers scattering indoors at the mere suggestion of a hopping ghost. Section 8. The Enduring Power of Belief. The Kipu Village incident highlights the extraordinary hold the Pocong has on the Indonesian psyche. It transcends mere folklore, representing something deeper, a cultural symbol deeply ingrained in the collective consciousness. This incident underscores the potent blend of fear and respect that the Pocong commands. It reveals how deeply rooted the belief in supernatural forces remains, even in the face of a modern-day crisis. The Pocong, in a way, became a symbol of the very real threat posed by the pandemic. It served as a stark reminder of the importance of adhering to safety measures and respecting the fragility of life. In a time of uncertainty and fear, the Pocong, a figure deeply entwined with mortality, took on a new and unexpected role. Section 9. Conclusion, a legacy of fear and fascination. The Pocong, with its chilling appearance and the unsettling implications of its existence, offers a fascinating glimpse into the heart of Indonesian culture. It is a stark reminder of the power of belief and the importance of respecting traditions. Whether encountered in whispered stories, horror films, or even public health campaigns, the Pocong continues to captivate and terrify. So the next time you find yourself walking alone at night, remember the tale of the Pocong. Listen carefully, you might just hear the rustle of fabric or the soft thud of a hop. And if you do, be respectful, for you are in the presence of a legend, a being that embodies the fears and beliefs of a nation.